Hello, everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Michele Ambergy, and I am so excited to be here today with Spiritsong. Welcome, Spiritsong.
Hi, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so happy. I have known you for a very long time. I have seen your magic, your miracles, the love that you are. And I just wanted to do an interview with you because I see the beauty and I see that presence of love within you and God within you. And it's so important. We need more people with the presence that you hold. And so I want to tell you, I'm honored to be here and that you're letting me interview you because this is really exciting for me, to be honest with you. There's a part of me that's I think in the past that you may have been a teacher or something like that for me as well. And so I just want to tell everybody I have known Spiritsong for many, many years. We were a part of a group that was called CAP. It was Certified Angel Practitioners. And it was a group that worked with the angels. And that's when I met Spiritsong years and years ago. And we've just kind of stayed in touch, and she pops up on my YouTube stuff, and we just stay in touch with different ways. And she has been growing and changing and shifting in like miraculous isn't even a word that is glorious enough for what I have seen from her in Spiritsong. I'm so excited for you to be here and talk about this. Now, you actually came to me and said that you wanted to give me a reading as just the glorious loving person that you are. And I was like, oh heck yeah, I'll take that. And it was so cool. So I really kind of want to open up with what do you do? You're an animal communicator, but the reading you did for me was far beyond just the animals. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I connect with energies, hopefully from the divine realm, right?
You
Uh,
do. You do.
and and I bring those through for people who are feeling in need of some guidance, um, some validation, maybe, that kind of thing. And they usually come in either angel form or animal form. And they come mostly in animal form because that's what I'm focused on.
Mhm.
And oh, how do I do that? I just open myself to it. And they come in. Sometimes there are more than one, uh, which is really interesting when that happens. So I like to bring that in to help people. I mean, people can relate to animals better than they can relate to um, deities or things that seem beyond what people can do. You know, and I think the same with angels. Now that the angels are in mainstream, it's like, oh yeah, let's do an angel reading. But animals are particularly special because um, they have mm, different kind of energy. Even though it's still divine, it is more, I think, well, as I said, relatable.
Yeah.
Uh, they just come in and tell me things and show me things. They have, like, they'll specify a body part that they have, and I'll take that symbol and try to try to um, figure out what it means and relay that. and sort of, I don't like to ask questions during my readings, but that always happens.
Yeah, sure,
It's like,
sure.
you know.
And that's part of it. That is part of doing readings.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the long and short of it, I guess.
Very cool. And I want to tell everybody when Spiritsong gave me the reading, she also brought in octopus and a jellyfish. And she was telling me that insects, the spirit of insects will come in. I mean,
mm-hmm.
it's not just the animals.
Right.
It's like you channel like the higher consciousness of the earthly beings, almost like the celestial consciousness of the earthly beings, that divine conscious. It's so amazing what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really neat. And I know that you are a certified angel practitioner.
Yes.
So that angelic realm also communicating through helps. So you're not just an
Yes.
animal communicator, you're also an angelic animal communicator. So I want to make that clear to all
Yeah.
the people that are watching this.
Yeah.
That
And an angelic medium too.
Oh my gosh, it keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yep.
have
And
lots
it
of
and it
certifications.
is. And you're so clear. You're such a clear channel. And all of
Oh,
us
thank
that do
you.
this kind of work, we have our own ways of doing it. Some people hop in and they ask no questions. They're just like bam, 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 bam. I know I ask a lot of questions. After I give information, it's like,
Yeah.
does that
Yeah.
make sense and stuff? Because we
Yeah. Yeah.
need to, we need to kind of get our bearing, because when we're doing our work, we're getting symbols, we're getting flashes of things, like they'll show you a body part. Well, we need some point of reference
Mm-hmm.
in what we're doing. And so, yeah, definitely asking questions is so important. And, I want to ask you, when did you realize that this was your thing? When did you realize that you were doing all this? Was it something you had
Oh,
as a child, or?
well, yeah. I mean, that goes back to the healing too. There was when I was about five, 5 or 6. We used to have these big black beetles that would trundle through the grass and across the oops
That's okay.
across the path um, to the garage, and I would lie down and watch them trundle through.
Oh,
And there was this one time where this beetle was missing a leg and kept flipping over, and he couldn't go anywhere. And so I put my finger at that point where he was missing the leg, and I just said, "You're okay. You can walk now." And sure enough, he trundled up through the grass and went away with no problem. And so,
wow.
yeah, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So miraculous healing there.
Well, yeah.
but so when I got my first soul retrieval is when I first started communicating with the animals, because a lot of them were there. Um, they
Ooh.
came in with spirit, and I was told of the ones that were with me at birth, and um, from from them to the uh, retrieval.
Wow.
And so I wanted to talk to them, and I wanted to figure out how and why. And I don't think I ever got that answer, but um, but it just kind of kept going from there. I would do animal spirit readings in the psychic fairs for my church.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
yeah, yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Um, and I got a lot of readings done. But you know, they were kind of you know what, the word is escaping me. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Hey, they escape,
They escape. Okay,
especially
Gabriel.
these days. Especially
Yeah,
these days, man, is our little brains trying to keep up with the rising frequencies and stuff. It's like, don't need that word anymore.
yeah, yeah. Oh
We'll
my
get new
gosh.
words
Yeah.
in.
So, well, the church would do the psychic fairs for the food bank, and any money that was made would go to the food bank.
Oh, that's
So,
amazing.
yeah, yeah. So it was like, oh yeah, I'll do this, you know.
Oh,
So
I
I've never
love
been paid
that.
for this.
I love that. That's absolutely amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing. What,
yeah.
oh man, that like opens up a whole new realm of ideas. Because so much of this psychic thing, is like, because psychic. And yet we have so much to offer. We have so much to share and to
Mhm.
to use these gifts to benefit, those who really need it the most. What an awesome thing to be doing.
Yeah, yeah. I was glad to be part of that.
Ooh, I'm going, who can I talk to? Who can I talk to over here in Southern California to get this going? Because people love this stuff. A lot of them love it kind of like they don't want anybody else to know they love it.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of my clients are born again Christians, they're Catholics, they're of all different kind of religious faiths that are a little poo-poo, on this
Hmm.
stuff. And yet they still come and they love it and they need it. And they understand the value of what we do. And, seers, we used to be called seers or oracles, we
Yeah.
stood at the right hand of kings and queens and great leaders for thousands and thousands of years, before Jesus was ever here.
Hmm.
And, we were honored and lifted in that way. And I think our time is coming back around. And so that's why I think you needed to be heard from. You needed to be heard from.
Yeah.
And another thing I wanted to ask you too is like you told us that you realized even when you were 5 that you had some kind of magic in you. You might not have called
Mhm.
it that when you were young, but just a magic in you that you could touch that precious little beetle and he just kept going. And I want to say something too. That phone ringing at the moment you were speaking about that beetle, that was the beetle spirit coming in.
Okay.
That's why I was like, oh, don't worry about that. Well, I'm getting chills. That was that beetle spirit. Oh my gosh, I want to cry. That was the
Oh,
beetle spirit coming in to acknowledge you.
oh, I
Oh,
would
that
cry
was so
too.
sweet. That was so sweet. I was like, no, that's meant to be here. And this
Thank
is
you,
how
Beetle.
it works, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Spirit talks to us in so many different ways. And if we pay attention and just go with it, we're blessed in so many ways. And I know I've heard you talk multiple times about things that you've had happen that you just kind of went with it and ended up being a blessing. You have
Yeah.
all these little pieces, little vignettes of adventures and stories and things that honestly I think you could put them all together and write a book.
Mm,
Just all
mm.
these little things, which we're going to talk about that later. um but yeah, so tell me something. Were you like, did you know that you were clairvoyant and got the messages when you were a child, or when did that really kind of start blossoming for you?
Whew. Yeah, that's I had an uncle who was a born again Christian. He was a pastor, and somehow he got the word of, you know, what I was doing, and he said that that was of the devil. And so I thought I was evil till I was like 15, 16 years old. I
Whoa.
tried to be born again, you know, every year. And I would look at one of the televangelists on TV and put my hand to the screen and like, oh God, please, and it would seem to work. Like I would go outside then and see Jesus in the clouds or whatever, but just his face, not him standing there. But
Although, same thing, actually.
yeah, I know, but so but yeah, I got off track. So oh yeah, so but then I would have another experience and I would think, oh God, it didn't work. God hates me. God doesn't love me. Jesus is nowhere to be found. And here I am doing this stuff again. It was
Wow.
really quite dramatic. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Well, because we can raise the frequency of that right here and right now by laughing, because it is
yeah.
kind of like, oh, using what God gave you, a God special gift, and to be told that something is evil, it is kind of
Yeah.
laughable because everybody has it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Everybody has it.
Yeah. I had a really sad vision of him one time of he was praying so hard, but he was facing a corner with nothing in it. And I was just like, whoa, that's something.
Yeah, that is something.
So
And
then my attitude for him changed and I was, more compassionate and tried to like just slough off everything that had been mantled on me, you know. Um,
how loving is
so
that? That is like the pure act of Jesus. That's what a real Christian would do, is to find compassion in that situation. Wow. How young were you when you first started like realizing there was some psychic stuff going on? Do you remember?
7 or 8, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, our house was haunted. So um, yeah.
That'll do it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Our,
when I was never really big on the ghosty thing, I was more, I saw angels, just knew stuff.
yeah.
And I was at my aunt's house and she was talking like the first night that we got there, like usually we go and stay for a week, she was talking about how there was a ghost in the house and it used to sit in the rocking chair. And I remember looking over at the rocking chair and it moved just a little bit, like that ghost was going, and I was like, oh my God. And the next morning we came out and my aunt had been talking about this, and all the drawers and cabinets in the kitchen were open.
Oh wow.
And I just remember going, oh yeah, no, I'm not digging this at all. But it was interesting because I just all of a sudden had this like, not a warm feeling, but just like a sense of kind of like peace. It's okay, and this little ghosty, all of a sudden it wasn't quite so active anymore. It's almost like it wanted to show everybody, ha ha ha, I'm here. But
Mhm.
that kind of freaked me out. I was trying to be
Yeah.
cool, but I remember praying at night, please keep the ghost away from me.
Yeah. It was interesting. Um, I don't think we ever had anything like that happen, but he definitely didn't want me going upstairs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So, and then eventually I got a bedroom upstairs when some of the kids moved out. So, um, but that's when I got a visitation from Mother Mary.
Oh, tell us about
So,
that. I knew once we
um,
got rolling, it was just going to come pouring out, my darling
yeah.
friend. Yay. Tell us about Mother Mary.
Oh, well, that's it's kind of controversial and sensitive because of what she told me, but um, I was I had gone to bed. I was crying because I got a whooping for who knows what, just breathing too loud. I don't know. Um, and that's what it was like. It was scary. Uh, So I was crying, why me? Why me? Why me? You know, it's just sobs and just wrenching sobs. And I finally calmed down. I felt this warmth beside me on my left. And I turned my head out of my pillow and I see this woman standing there. She's gorgeous. She's got this emanating light blue energy, and she's
Mm-hmm.
wearing blue robes. And this was before I knew about Mary. And I asked her who she was, and she said, I'm Mary. I've come to tell you that you're a chosen one, and the chosen ones have it harder than anybody else. And so I'm gonna cry. And that's basically a paraphrase, but she did use the words chosen one, that I'm a chosen one, and that's really controversial. Um, but I think even that phrase is coming to the mainstream slowly,
Yeah.
and people are realizing that, oh yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah.
um, and that there are many of us waking up
Yeah.
to that, and we have so much to do. And it was, you know, I ran downstairs and like, Mom, who's Mary? And she just kind of looked at me, I don't know, your grandma's name is Mary. And I said, no, it's not grandma. She said, what are you talking about? I said, the lady in my room. She said her name is Mary and she's all in blue. And my mom was just like,
Wow.
yeah. And so she started sending me to Sunday school.
Uh-oh, we better get this kid in church.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's an interesting experience. And that kind of made the ghosty thing not so bad because I knew Mary was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That is beautiful. You know, and you're
Yeah.
right, the term the chosen one, it goes along with the 144,000, right? We hear about that. That's in the Bible. That's a lot of people are talking about that. And it's interesting because I've been told that too. And which is probably why we're so connected with all that, because we're
Yeah.
the chosen ones. Dun ta da. Um,
Oh.
oh, we're here. Um, but what is cool is I prayed on that one day and I meditated. And I'm like, what does that mean? And all I heard was, you chose this. You chose this. And I was like, I don't think I did. And I was also told the chosen ones, who apparently we chose ourselves, that the chosen ones do have it hard because of the time that we're coming in at, coming in during this time of ascension, of awakening, of apocalypse, which means the revealing, that we do have it hard because no matter how advanced we are, that we were allowed to choose to come here during this time, which I understand is a great honor. And only the strongest warriors who are, I'm getting the word, acclimated to pure love, were able to come through. But we did get to choose, you know. And I thought it was going to be a party. Nobody told me it was going to be this hard. I feel
Yeah.
cheated, darn it. Like, I heard tequila, I heard dancing, I said I'm in.
Well, I came in because I'm a twin, and I wanted to
Ooh.
be with my twin, but I didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
And I certainly didn't want to be here without my twin. But
Oh.
my twin um, aborted itself in the
Oh, wow.
second trimester. Yeah. And my mom started bleeding and lost my twin. And
Wow.
so it's been really, really lonely.
That's a whole different set of emotion. And,
Yeah.
you know, the trials build compassion, it builds our
Yeah.
empathic abilities,
Mm-hmm.
right? I worked with a psychiatrist who was fascinated with psychic people. Um, And she was doing some research, and she said the best psychics have the most childhood trauma.
Yeah.
And it
Wounded
was like,
healers.
yep, because you have to
Yeah.
awaken other parts of the brain in order to survive, in order to get through, well, you know, whatever that trauma is. And that leads to this ability to be more attuned to other things outside of this, you know, third dimensional experience. And she said, but the phenomena is not everybody develops that, right?
Right.
Not everybody that has childhood trauma actually develops that intuitive, psychic, clairvoyant, the clairs, the all that. Only some of them do. And that was like her little nut that she was like, I'm gonna figure this out. But it's interesting. But yeah, my goodness, that right there, just the situation with your twin could have triggered, and maybe that was the divine plan.
Oh, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. They tricked me.
She was like, oh, okay, you're in, you're good, you're implanted, you're settled, you're doing good, okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
But we need you here, Spiritsong, we need you here. And as we're walking through this time, you know, we've got this whole matrix that's falling away, and we're here to help build that new matrix and have it be love and peace and harmony and equality and abundance for all. And
Yeah.
it's just, we do it just one happy thought at a time sometimes, you know, one giggling at life's tragedy at a time, you know, because we just have to. We
Yeah.
have to. So that's so cool. Thank you for sharing that. I love the Mother Mary. I love that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't know Mother Mary either until I heard of her, but had never really had any kind of experience. When I was 12, I did, but it wasn't with her. It was with Jesus, but she was there, but I still didn't know who she was.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's interesting how she comes in to not just, you know, Christians, but to everybody, or, you know, practicing people, but she comes to everybody. And it's so
Yeah.
important because that Mother Mary energy is the rising energy. It's that feminine Christ, that divine feminine that's rising up again. This world needs a lot more nurturing and love
It
and
does.
harmony. And you are such a, not just an example, but the presence. And that's the thing with you, Spiritsong. You don't just like do these wonderful things, you are these wonderful things. And that's the big difference, because we're starting to see, you know, even the Bible warns us about false teachers and false prophets and all that kind of stuff. And we're starting to see even that separation in the spiritual realms of those that are kind of on the surface and those that really get it. And the difference is that you are it versus, oh, this is what I do, right? I'm a psychic, or you are, you embody it. It's like that. It's not just something I do, it's something I
Yeah.
am. And
Yeah.
we're really seeing that difference and being that presence of love and empathy that you are.
Yeah.
You
Thank
know,
you.
you got a heart the size of freaking Texas, girl.
Did you? I don't know if you knew this, but I am a semi retired non traditional shaman.
Well, tell us what that is. I'm digging
Well,
that.
are you digging it? um, well, I had the soul retrieval, and I was so good at doing that. My shaman wanted me to learn how to call in the ancestors and the spirits, and so she was trying to show me, and I was standing there going, okay, but they're already here. So why do we have to rattle and whistle and do that? Because they're already here. She's like, because that's what we do. I was like, all right.
All right.
So the non-traditional part comes in where I started when I started doing journeys on my own, um, I asked the spirits if that was necessary because it just seemed so, I don't know, like unnecessary. I mean, you're already here. Why do I need to do that? I honor that you're here, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
and so they were just like, well, you don't need to do that. You don't have to say anything that you're not comfortable with. You don't have to follow the rules because those rules change and advance
Yep.
as civilization does.
Yep.
So you are a direct shaman, not one that has been trained. And you have learned from several people certain things, and that's your jumping board, your springboard. And I was just like, wow.
It makes
Okay.
sense though.
Yeah, it does. And so I did rattle, but I didn't whistle. Um, but I the non-traditional whole thing is just that I'm not trained
Mm-hmm.
professionally by a shaman or shama. Um, I'm trained by spirit for the most part, and people don't like that. They want certificates.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I did get a certificate in um, soul retrieval. I got a certificate um, in shamanic art and shamanic art therapy. So I have that, but not a shaman,
Yeah. Well, and
And
who
so,
better to train you than spirit itself?
yeah, get it direct from the source, baby.
Yeah. And I love how you said that it does shift and change because there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that are really stuck on it has to be done this way. And
What's
I've
your
studied,
lineage?
yeah, lineage, which
Yeah.
cool. Let's honor that, but also understand it needs to shift and change. And one thing, because I've got a lot of Cherokee in me, Cherokee, a little bit Choctaw. And so I was exploring that in sweat lodges and going to like the sun dances and gatherings and powwows and wanting to learn, wanted to feed that part of me. But where I got stuck was, well, it has to be done this way and it has to be learned. And like you, I was like, what's all the hoopla? They're here, right? What's all the drama and I understand, and that's where it's like you can see both sides of it. It's like I understand the need for it, but also at the same time, we can honor the lineage and we can honor the whole process without breaking it and still change the way it's done and allow those like you who have direct lineage to have a part in all of that, and be a part of all of that. And it's that thing, those of us that are closest, to the heavenly realms really do feel like outsiders so often because of people being so connected to the tradition, and it becomes like a religion. And we're already seeing too, that all the religions are starting to fade away too because we need new energy, new ways of doing things. And
The new
spirits
paradigm.
never, yeah, and spirits never any further away than your own heart, ancestors,
Yeah.
everything. We're the universe within, and learning that and growing with that. And I still study with Native American stuff, and I study Huna and the Hawaiian practices and stuff, but they still even have it has to be this way. And
Yeah.
it's wonderful to experience it, but we also need to honor you and people like you that have a different way of doing things, because it's all important. It's all important. And so what the heck else do you do?
Well, I have done like, I don't know, this many kind of healing modalities, and like you know.
Got
um
22 certificates sitting in a drawer over here.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I've done healing at fairs too. I've done,
Mhm.
you know, drumming and Reiki and
Mhm.
um yeah, geez, how many forms of Reiki? Three or four. And all the little things like color healing and crystal healing and just energy healing, all that little stuff.
It's all so fun. It's
Yeah.
all so fun. I know when I started doing this, especially, I've been at this about 22 years now, and you have too, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember at first, all I wanted was to learn everything. That's all.
Yeah.
So I needed to learn everything because I was going to save the world. I thought that was what I was here to do.
Mm,
And in my heart of hearts, I still have a little nugget in there is I'm here at this time to save the world. I have realized that I'm not doing it by myself anymore, which was like, oh, thank God. That was
yeah.
really big. It was a big mission. But it was, and with the understanding that as we heal and save ourselves, that is how we do it. We don't have to be out there trying to fix everybody. It's an internal journey in it, and then we share what we learn. But it's so amazing. I mean, you're so amazing. We started with animal communication, and now we have all of this. I'm so glad that you shared all of that with us because it's really, really important. It's really
Well, thank
important
you.
that people
Thank you.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate, and I'm just honored beyond words.
Oh, thank you. So now you have a website. Tell us, what is your website? And I'll put
I
everything down below in the
Okay.
description. But tell
Okay.
us we want to hear in your own words.
All right. I don't have a website yet. Um,
Ooh.
I'm working, but it's
Okay. Well, I
still
get it.
going. Yeah.
So how do people get a hold of you? Just email you?
Okay. They can email me at spiritsong.animals@gmail.com.
Okay.
They can phone me at the number you have.
Okay. I'll put that in the description. I'll put the email in the description.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
put that in
And
there so
there's
people.
phone or text.
Okay.
Facebook. I'm on Facebook.
Hmm.
Spirit Songs. And I had the paper with me, but it's gone now.
That's okay. You sent it to me, so I'll
Yeah.
put it all
Okay.
in the description.
Cool.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
This has been so fun. I just adore you and have so much fun with you. And
Oh,
I'm really excited. I'm really excited that we got to do this. And I have a feeling we might be talking again because I think you got a lot
yay.
more to share. We're gonna play. We might have to have something special that we maybe even do together. Maybe once a month we
Yeah.
want to get together and do readings for people or something on YouTube.
Okay. All right. We'll
I'm
try that.
thinking I want to play with you more. Yay. So thank you everybody that are watching this. You can find Spirit Song. I'll put all the information in the description below and also my information as well. And we just want to send blessings to all of you who watch this. And,
Thank you, everyone.
yeah. And if there's anybody that, feel called or feel stirred by this, who feel like you have something within you, please contact one of us because if you're feeling it, it's because it's there and we need you. We need you in the world. We need our chosen ones, right?
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
chosen ones.
The more the merrier.
Yeah. So beautifully said. The more the merrier. So blessings to all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you again, Spirit
Blessings.
Song.
You're welcome. Thank you so much,
Mhm.
Michele.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.